Hello everyone, my name is Tyler Theophan, your Miss St. Lucia World 2021, and welcome to Head to Head with the Partners. My very special guest today is the Chief Executive Officer of Events Company of St. Lucia, Mistress Lorraine Sidoni. Congratulations to Events St. Lucia on its acquisition of the Miss World franchise for 2021. And thank you for affording me the privilege of representing St. Lucia at the Miss World contest in San Juan, Puerto Rico on December 16th. Welcome, Mrs. Sidoni, and thank you for joining us here today. Tell us a little bit about Events Company St. Lucia.
Thank you, Tyler, and my privilege to be here with you today. Events Company of St. Lucia is a relatively young company. We were incorporated in 2017, early 2017, with a mandate to produce national events and festivals. And some of the festivals and events you may be familiar with: St. Lucia Jazz, St. Lucia Carnival, Creole Heritage Month, Atlantic Rally for Cruisers, commonly known as ARC. And some you may not know. We have done the celebration concert that happened in Vieux-Fort, December 2019. We're very involved with independence activities. So we are involved in a number of events and festivals.
Nice. Being the lead producer of events in St. Lucia, what kind of impact does ECSL have on the events industry?
I'd like to think a meaningful impact, and I'd like to answer that question with a bit of scenario building. Let's take, for instance, one event. Let's look at Calypso Finals. For that one event, we would have to engage janitors, masons, service providers to get the event venue ready, providers of furniture, fixture and equipment, decor, personnel. It's a lot of persons that would have to come together to put that event on. So really, our impact is to make sure that through events, we are creating a trickle-down economic effect throughout St. Lucia. And we want to do that many times over so that as many persons and as many service providers as possible benefit from events held in St. Lucia.
I must say we have to appreciate the effort that Events St. Lucia is putting forth in terms of keeping our economy running, especially when we do have events. But with the ongoing pandemic right now, I know there are quite a few events that are actually cancelled. But how is Events St. Lucia remaining relevant during this time?
You know, behind every dark cloud there's a silver lining, and I think Events St. Lucia was quite able to grasp that silver lining. What we've done is actually profited from the downtime, and we've sort of done a rebranding purpose so that we are now, we believe, more relevant in terms of our services to government agencies and entities. I think we've positioned ourselves to become a valuable event planning and production resource to these agencies. And in so doing, at the cusp of the lockdown, we were contacted by the Ministry of Social Equity to get involved in the National Feeding Program. So from the time the lockdown started and the pandemic really kicked in, Events St. Lucia has been engaged. And of course, that was a 6-week period. And I'm very happy that over the 6 weeks, we were able to feed about 20,000 persons in desperate need. So we were involved in that. Immediately following that, we were asked to set up the temporary structure at the Huonora International Airport, which is now the medical screening facility. That is an 8,300 square foot building, and we were able to get it up in 10 days. And of course, it's a valuable asset in terms of screening persons when they come into St. Lucia, and it allowed us to reopen the economy. So we were involved in that as well. We were very much involved in the vaccination clinics. We were able to still have our virtual Creole Heritage Month. And again, we were able to grasp that silver lining, because what we did for Creole Heritage Month is put together a set of content which we would not have probably done had it been the normal Creole Heritage Month. So we were able to do content in terms of our culture, our heritage. We showcased our dance, our language, our music, and I think we had a fantastic Creole Heritage Month. albeit with a virtual slant. And we did Atlantic Rally for cruisers. So Tyler, from the time we've had the lockdown or the pandemic had really hit, Events St. Lucia, in fact, we joke about it. We think we've been busier than before the pandemic. So we've been extremely busy and extremely relevant. And of course, now we're involved in Miss St. Lucia World. And that is keeping us busy and it's keeping us relevant. So yes, we are remaining relevant.
And let's just talk a little bit about your brand, your core values. It actually spells out TRICEP.
Yes, and that was not intentional, but the acronym TRICEP did emerge after we did our core values. So our core values are teamwork, respect, integrity, creativity, excellence, and passion. And for each of those core values, because obviously it's our guiding principles, it's how we want our team members to behave. It's what we want the world to know about us. For each of those core values, what we did was put a descriptive statement so that the team members can internalize it and own what each of the core values mean. For instance, teamwork. We value the collective power of trust and teamwork. That defines what we mean by teamwork. Respect. We will treat you the way we want to be treated. Integrity. We do the right thing even when no one is looking. Creativity. We use imagination to drive innovation. Excellence. We seek continuous improvement and never compromise. Passion. We love what we do and why we do it. And those are our core values and what we live by.
Excellence is at the core of what you do.
It is.
How does the acquisition of the Miss World franchise tie into the core value, excellence?
Miss St. Lucia World is a step, as we see it, in the right direction. As you know, we've had queen shows and pageants for a number of years, but we wanted to raise the bar. We wanted to make the local pageantry excellent. So we thought that we would go after one of the big four. There are 4 global pageants. We have Miss World, Miss Universe, Miss International, and Miss Earth. Obviously, we've acquired the Miss World franchise. What that has done, Tyler, it's allowed us to raise the caliber of our local pageantry so that persons and participants have more to aspire for when they participate in one of our local pageants. Also, it's allowed us to market St. Lucia on a global stage. The Miss World show is shown in over 100 countries to an audience of 8 million plus. That in itself is remarkable marketing for St. Lucia. It sells to the world that St. Lucia, after the pandemic, during the pandemic, is open for business. And yes, we are at a world standard, an excellent one, mind you, and we're encouraging persons to learn more about St. Lucia and to visit St. Lucia. It also allows us opportunities to export our merchandise. And we are talking with Export St. Lucia in terms of developing a limited edition Miss World St. Lucia merchandise. So again, we can explore export opportunities throughout the world for this venture. It also allows us to capitalize on investment opportunities. So Miss World would obviously allow us to speak to investors, high net worth clients, and we know that CIP, Citizenship by Investment, will be the ones capitalizing on that opportunity. So us partnering with Miss World and allowing us to ride on the coattails of that brand would give us excellent opportunities to market St. Lucia and to merchandise our products.
So Mrs. Sidoni, I heard that you mentioned partners. Who are those agencies partnered with ECSL to bring forth this wonderful world project? And what is the role that they play in this arrangement?
Tyler, you of all persons would know that our tagline for Miss St. Lucia World is "It takes a nation to raise a queen." And that is so true when it comes to our partnership, because we have had lots of agencies within our nation raising a queen and partnering with us to make sure that you represent well at Miss World come December. We have some top partners, 6 of them to be accurate. St. Lucia Tourism Authority, obviously they're the ones that will be responsible for our international marketing. They're the premier international marketing agency in St. Lucia, and we're happy to have them with us. Citizenship by Investment, or CIP St. Lucia as they're commonly referred to, and they are the ones that will be looking at investment opportunities, their ability to network and to maybe bring in more investment into St. Lucia as a result of this partnership. We have Export St. Lucia, and I mean, their very name tells us that they're responsible for export opportunities, and they will be looking at merchandising and what we can do to make sure that St. Lucia gets out there even more. We have the Cultural Development Foundation, and they're responsible for everything cultural to do with our Miss St. Lucia World representation. So your cultural gown, your dress, the Creole language. CDF, Cultural Development Foundation, is helping us with that. We have Sir Arthur Lewis Community College, and they've come on in a big way. They're helping with your elocution, they're helping with your Spanish lessons, they're making sure that you're ready and verbally ready to represent us on the international stage. And we have Dermalogics, Aesthetic Dermatology Clinic, and they are the ones that are getting your skin to even look more beautiful. Yes, they are located right here in Rodney Bay, and they do everything in terms of your skin and your preparation from an aesthetic point of view to get us ready. So those are our key partners, but we also have some other sponsors, and I do really want to mention them because we have Baywalk Condos. And right now we're at your condo at Baywalk, and it's so good of them that they've given this to us for 6 months, and this is the official residence of Miss St. Lucia World. We have the Wave Radio, and they are the ones that obviously host a Talk with Tyler every Wednesday, so we're happy to have them as well. We have silver sponsors, Flow St. Lucia, keeping us connected, Massey Stores, keeping you well fed, bronze sponsors, St. Lucia Electricity Services, we know them as Lucilec, Bare Minerals, duty-free shoppers, and we have collateral sponsors, Touch Therapies and Fashion Block. I think they've dressed you today. So we have a number of sponsors that have come on board to assist with this program and proving that it does indeed take a nation to raise a queen.
This is a huge undertaking for ECSL, but I do know that we have some industry experts. Why do you believe that it was important to have those experts on board with us?
Good question, Tyler, and I think our analogy, it takes a nation to raise a queen, continues in this vein. So we have some industry experts, as you've rightly put it, that are assisting you with getting ready for Miss World come December. And why we thought it necessary to employ those persons, it's really because we've studied the Miss World competition and we realized that what you see on the night of the competition is just the tip of the iceberg. What really goes on behind the scenes leading up to that show night is really what counts and can fast track you into becoming one of the top contestants. So what we've done is we've looked at the various elements and we've employed industry experts to assist with some of those fast track challenges. We have head-to-head, and what we're doing today is trying to emulate what happens at the Miss World competition. There's a head-to-head element where you will sit with 3 or 4 other Miss World contestants. There'll be a moderator, and that person will be asking you questions about current events, topics of interest, and you've got to hold your own and shine above the other contestants. So we have Sir Arthur Lewis Community College, and they're helping you with elocution and allowing you to get into topics and then get into current events so that you can be ready for that aspect. We also have something called Top Model, and that's really, how you walk, how you carry yourself on and off the stage. And I believe Roxanne Didier is helping you with that element. So that's another industry expert that's helping out. We have the sports component, and a lot of people don't know that the beauty is part of it, but your physical ability is also a key part. So we have Roger from Fusion Fitness. He's assisting with that because that's a key component of the fast track challenges as well. And of course, we have to get ready for your talent. We have to get ready for your gown, your interview. So lots of persons are assisting with each of those segments to make sure that you're ready come December 16th.
With all that ECSL is doing with the partners and the industry experts, Mrs. Sidoni, what advice would you give to me as I go for this journey?
3 things come to mind, Tyler, and that's such an important question. The first one is humility, keep humble. I think if you can develop an acute awareness of how fleeting carnal attributes are and realize what really matters, then you'd be well on your way to becoming a success beyond Miss St. Lucia World. Secondly is don't take yourself too seriously. Mistakes will be made. Laugh, have fun. You can get so caught up in trying to perfect every little thing and being annoyed when things don't go as planned that you'll miss the occasion to enjoy what's happening. And the third one is be filled with a sense of gratitude. Ungrateful people are unhappy people. Be grateful for what's happening. Enjoy the journey and hang on to every single moment, because you look back at this one day and long for it again. All right, and that's my simple advice to you.
These are a few things that my mom actually shared with me right before I began this journey.
Yes, I can.
Thank you very much for that, Mrs.
You're very welcome.
Sidoni. This was Head to Head with the Partners. I am Tyler Theophan.